Welcome to the Sleep Stories channel by Uzz. I am delighted to share a new story with you. Before we begin, please take a deep breath and relax your body. Then, find the most comfortable position for yourself and get ready to soar into the universe of stories. In the vast forest, Miss Snow Rabbit made her home, living in harmony with nature. Her days were filled with strolls among the trees, picking wild fruits, and nights spent listening to the whispers of the wild. Life was like a still pond, undisturbed and serene. Yet, as time passed, she yearned for ripples in her tranquil existence. One night, driven by impulse, she found herself in front of an old phone booth deep in the forest. The booth, weathered and worn, seemed to whisper tales of yesteryears. On a whim, Miss Snow Rabbit dialed a random number and was surprised to connect with a voice. With a gentle and hesitant voice, she asked if the recipient could hear the sounds of nature and the beating of her heart. After hanging up, she chuckled at her impulsiveness, feeling a mix of foolishness and confusion. Days later, passing by the booth again, she discovered an elegantly wrapped package labeled "For the listener." Inside was a letter and a bunch of wildflowers. The letter, from an anonymous sender, conveyed that every word she had uttered was heard clearly. Since that moment, the sender's heart had been anything but calm. This mystery and unknown intrigue spurred Miss Snow Rabbit's curiosity, and she decided to meet on the promised night. That night, under a clear moonlit sky with gentle snowflakes falling, the scene was set for a mysterious encounter. She met Mr. Arctic Fox, a ranger with a refreshing aura. Their initial exchange was brief but filled with curiosity, and an unspoken understanding seemed to exist between them. Mr. Arctic Fox, once a wealthy merchant who chose the freedom of the wilderness over comfort, shared his adventures and love for nature with Miss Snow Rabbit. Together, they explored the forest, discovering a hidden stream, a secret haven untouched by the world, bringing joy to Miss Snow Rabbit. Mr. Arctic Fox demonstrated his survival skills by preparing a hearty meal, adding warmth and romance to their meeting. By the campfire, Mr. Arctic Fox and Miss Snow Rabbit shared their dreams and quests. Their conversation was light-hearted yet profound. Mr. Arctic Fox's words hinted at a future filled with hope and admiration for Miss Snow Rabbit, who was moved by his sincerity. In the depths of the forest, they found each other, their shared heartbeat and warmth. Henceforth, the forest became their shared abode. Each night, under the silent sky, Mr. Arctic Fox would softly tell Miss Snow Rabbit he could hear her heartbeat, their secret melody. In the dense forest, they relished the peace and happiness nature bestowed, weaving their own story together.